Hello, you're welcome to my channel today, and again you're welcome to this video. I am Dr. Olayinka Conley. I am a sociologist. I'm a lecturer in the university. I'm a researcher. I'm a life coach, and I'm an author. So today I'll be addressing social mobility in this video. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe to this channel, tell others about it. You're going to benefit a lot if you join the league of my subscribers. And if you have subscribed previously, thank you very much. So social mobility is very important for us in sociology to understand the structure of society, organization of society, human behavior, and even dynamics of society. It gives us opportunity to understand the nature of social order in that society. It enables us to understand, to explain what and why and how of social relationship in that society. So we study social mobility in sociology, and it's a very important course in sociology. As a matter of fact, it's not possible for you to have a degree or to have gone through sociology without understanding social mobility. It is a flip side of social stratification. I did a video on social stratification recently. It's on this channel. So you have to watch to view the video that I made on social stratification. It's immediately before this. So watch it so you can have a full view of the situation. So then, what is social mobility? Social mobility talks about the change in a person's socio-economic position in society in terms of maybe their positions, social positions, has changed. If somebody's social position has changed or if it has remained the same. In that my video on social stratification, I define stratification as a hierarchical organization of people in society, whether they are high or they are low socioeconomic categories. So, but this video now want to understand what types of how possible is it for people to change their socioeconomic situation and what nature of change is available in many societies. So social mobility simply talks about the nature or system of change in people's socioeconomic situation or position in society. That's what social mobility means. Once again, it means change in a person's socioeconomic position in society on the social hierarchy. We have the assumption that there are hierarchies in societies, and these hierarchies are structured. It might be an abstraction that you may not see tangibly, but it exists like a ladder that people are placed upon the other, like a ladder, metaphorically, where people can climb up or they can climb down. The up means the most desired position with so many privileges, opportunities, social recognition, and the rest of it. And so in some societies, people can move up and down social hierarchy in terms of privilege. But in some societies, it may not be so obvious, may not be so easy to change people's strata. But when you watch the video on social stratification, you will understand this more. So in terms of people moving, in terms of maybe up or down the ladder of society, we have what we call intergenerational mobility, and we have intragenerational mobility. When people move up or down the social hierarchy in comparison to their parents or their grandparents or their great-grandparents, when they move up or down the social hierarchy, we describe it as intergenerational mobility. But when people move in comparison to their own life cycle, when you are comparing the individual maybe with his or her past position compared to now. But you're still talking about the same person. You're not comparing the person with his parent or her parent, but to himself or herself. We call that intra-generational mobility. You have to know that it is very important. We describe that as intra-generational mobility. That is, we are talking about this individual in terms of his or her life cycle at the same time. So that means people, when we see society where people can move up and down, so we are interested. So, but like I also mentioned in the video on social stratification, social mobility is linked to equality. We want to see how equal that society is and how possible is it for people to be equal, or at least how possible it is for people to be able to achieve their life goals. We want to see to what extent people have equal life chances, because people should be able to be their best. That's why we are putting this within the confine of social inequality. I have another video on this channel you must watch on social inequality. So this stratification and mobility actually become more relevant within the confine of social inequality. So in social mobility is linked to what extent people have equality of opportunities and to what extent there are equal life chances of people in society. So what is life? What would we refer to as life chances? Life chances is a major concept in sociology at the same time, which talk about the possibility of people achieving their life goals in society. The possibility of people achieving their goals in life. To what extent is it possible? So now, and again, you may want to know in terms of the origin of the concept of phenomenon of social mobility. The concept was first used by foremost sociologists, Russian American sociologists, featuring Sorokin. Professor Sorokin was the first person to use the concept social mobility in his book, Social and Cultural Mobility. That's the title of the book in which he used it. So even you as a sociologist, we are welcome to this discipline. You can give up new things to know about society. As you study society, society is a laboratory of sociologists. So we don't want to make just a robotic sociologist. We also want a sociologist that can expand the discipline and assist us in understanding society better. So you are welcome to becoming the best of sociologists. That's why I also opened this YouTube channel, to assist people understand sociology more and put some practical insight into what people usually don't talk about in class. That's why I do a number of things and give new perspectives beyond textbook to my videos. So that's about the history of the concept and the issue. Those are types of social mobility. We have vertical mobility and we have horizontal mobility and vertical mobility. So when people move maybe across some spaces, maybe on kind of changing of jobs or changing occupation or getting married or changing location, or changing religion, but these changes do not really affect the overall standing of the individual on the social hierarchy. Then that's what we call horizontal mobility. That is, the person has only moved horizontally, like because maybe somebody is on a job previously, or is unmarried, or is living in an environment, but has decided to change occupation or some other thing. But it doesn't really have fundamental impact on the socioeconomic well-being or socioeconomic situation of the individual. We say that is mere horizontal mobility. But of more importance to us sociology is the vertical. The horizontal is also important for us understanding, but the vertical also. When you talk about the vertical, that means the person probably has changed job or occupation or even a religion or political affiliation, or they now earn more or they now have more access to power, or they have more access to privileges, or they now have higher life chances. And this is affecting their overall well-being to the extent that we can say, based on these changes, this person, the status or the position or the level has increased significantly to the extent that the person can be considered in relation to his parents or foreparents or even to himself or herself as become more important in society. We can ask, okay, this person used to be poor, this person used to be very unimportant, but now on the account of changing the job, the location, the religion, the political affiliation, his level, our level has changed positively. The person can move. We can say the person has experienced vertical mobility. Vertical mobility. Meanwhile, you can have mobility, we can have upward mobility, and we can have downward mobility. Now, when people lose values, because values, like I said in the video on social stratification, your possession of what is considered valuable in society your possession determines the class or the caste or the position that you occupy on the social hierarchy. So your value maybe is education that is used in that society, maybe it's wealth, maybe it's talent, maybe it's being a celebrity, maybe it's charisma, maybe it's occupying traditional religion. It's how to what extent you possess these values or this criteria that determines the position you occupy. So when you are able, on the account of change, you are able to possess this valuable criteria, your status will increase, then you have upward mobility. At the same time, if you lose this criteria, if you if you are no longer in possession of what is considered valuable, you may experience what we call downward mobility. So we are interested in the mobility, whether it's upward or whether it's downward in sociology, so we can understand human behavior and nature and structure of society in terms of equality and the rest of it. So when somebody experiences downturn in fortune, then person can move. However, you need to watch the video on stratification to understand more, because there are some societies where people can move up and down the social hierarchy. We call this open society. There are societies where it is not so easy to move up and down the social hierarchy. This can be caste system. I have details in that video. So it depends on the society you are analyzing or considering per time. So these are very important, whether you're looking at it intergenerationally. That means social mobility is a comparative phenomenon that you can compare people with themselves with others and it's also historical. It's an historical phenomenon because you can compare people's past to the present, and you can project their future, even the future of the individual and the future of the society as a whole. Don't forget, your interest is to analyze that society to understand what is going on in that society. So this social mobility tell us more about equality in society, about people, tell us about opportunities, tell us about how open or how close society is in terms of movement of people across social hierarchy, tells us how to what extent the society is based on merit in terms of meritocracy. So this is very good for sociological analysis, for you to be able to understand society and human behavior. It's good for behavioral analysis. It enables you to understand the nature of social order and why people behave in certain way in society. It tells you the patterns of that society and patterns of behavior. So you need this for growth and social change when you are analyzing and understanding. If you will achieve social change, growth, and development in society, you need to understand this kind of situation in terms of social mobility. Even the social order that you are seeing in a particular society, or disorder you can see in some society, you can explain it in terms of stratification and even this mobility. Because when you see two societies coming with different developmental outcomes, social developmental outcomes, When you see some societies where you say people are working, some are not working, some are working hard. Social mobility and stratification can explain this. If people believe the society is equal, they can be their best, the life chances are equal, the social stratification system is open, then they tend to work more and contribute to growth and development of that society. But if they believe, well, the society is not equal, it's not balanced, merit is not on the table, then people like that may just resign to fate, and that will affect the society as a whole. That's why you can look at American society. Even though we say social inequality is pervasive everywhere, stratification is pervasive in every society. You can see some differences and similarities that even societies that are considered open, like the United States, even European Union, or even Australia, the United Kingdom, and the rest of them, people have argued that the society may not be as open as the same. And some societies you think are close, you may still see some element of mobility, depending on the structure. But the most important idea for us is that this can explain why some people will put their best in a particular job society, and some society do not put their best because they consider society as not being meritocratic. So I'm just trying to apply this for you in terms of applied sociologists. I do sincerely believe you have benefited from this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel if you haven't. It's very important. Till I see you in my next video, be your best.